it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualized, My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own life journey in order to help you in your own asexual life journey. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button right now, down below this video. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now, post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content as we go along. If you don't know who I am Sandra Burnley, author of this beautiful book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of the Sexualised Academy. And I was a speaker at the UK Asexuality Conference in London in 2018, which was last year when this is being recorded. So, what is Fraysexual and Frayromantic? So if you've never come across the terms before, they are used within the asexual community. So a Fraysexual is on the grey asexual end of the spectrum, and a Frayromantic is in the grey romantic area. Okay, so if you've never heard of the term Fraysexual before, I'm going to explain now to you exactly what it means. I had a Fraysexual person in one of my asexual dating groups, so I kind of know how it works in practice. So a Fraysexual is the opposite of a demisexual. So if you don't know what a demisexual is, a demisexual is a person, an asexual person, well, a person on the asexual spectrum, I should say, in the grey area of asexuality. So demisexual is someone who can only experience sexual attraction when a very deep emotional bond has been formed. And it's not guaranteed that that's going to happen with many or tons or loads of any specific person. But it's only when that deep emotional connection bond has been formed can a demisexual actually experience sexual attraction, and then they basically become sexual, but they're still classes on the asexual spectrum, because otherwise they wouldn't usually experience sexual attraction. But obviously they're not a pure asexual, but before they experience that sexual attraction, they are, you know, experiencing asexuality like all of us, because they can't experience sexual attraction unless that deep emotional bond has been formed. So when they're in the state of not experiencing sexual attraction, they're just like every other asexual, apart from the intention is in the future that they could become sexually attracted to someone. So, you know, that's how demisexuality works. A Fraysexual person is the opposite to that. They experience sexual attraction, but when a deep emotional bond has been formed and they've been together with the person for some time, they lose all sexual attraction to them. They just lose it. And it's very difficult, because there's a person that came into one of my asexual dating groups, and I was talking to him and he was trying to understand his identity. And that's how I came across Fraysexual, because it fitted him perfectly. And what it was quite sad. He'd been with this person in a sexual relationship, and he'd been with that person 8 months, and then that's it. Boom. He just lost all sexual attraction to them, and he couldn't get it back. And he didn't, you know, he wanted to date an asexual person. I mean, personally, for me, I think it's better if you leave a relationship before you start looking for someone else, before you start dating other people. Personally, I think it's far more honest. You know, if you're supposed to be monogamous with a person, whether it's an asexual person or heterosexual person, he was with a heterosexual woman. I think it's right thing to do is to break up with them first before going around looking to date someone else. You know, you should be able to be on your own and comfortable in your own skin, to spend time on your own as a single person if you know that the relationship's not working out anymore, which clearly for him it wasn't. So, you know, in my opinion, you know, if you know that the relationship is not working anymore, you should leave it. It's not healthy for you or for the other person. And it's better for you to be on your own, spend time on your own before getting into another relationship with anyone. Okay, it's really important you do that. So anyway, yeah, Fraysexual then is the opposite of demisexual. A demisexual is someone who can only experience sexual attraction when a deep emotional bond has been formed. And in order for that sexual attraction to stay, both people within that relationship have to be emotionally connected and stay deeply emotionally connected. With a Fraysexual person, once that deep emotional bond has been formed and they've been with someone for a time, the sexual attraction just wears off, like, and it stops. And so it becomes very difficult, you know, situation, because if you're with a heterosexual who's been used to you having sex and experiencing sexual attraction, all of a sudden you don't want to do it anymore, they might feel rejected or hurt, but it's not your fault because it's who you are in your identity. So what's a Frayromantic? So a Frayromantic is the opposite of a demi-romantic. So a demi-romantic is someone who can only form romantic attraction when a deep emotional connection has been formed. So a demi-romantic is on the aromantic spectrum. So aromantics don't experience any romantic attraction. But a demi-romantic, as demi like means half, so a demi-romantic can only experience romantic attraction when a deep emotional bond has been formed. Otherwise, they think of everyone like friends or mates. That's it. They don't have any romantic attraction. You're just a mate, you're just a friend. They just feel platonic feelings for you, nothing else. But it's only if that deep emotional connection and bond has been formed, and it might only be with a few people in that person's life, or not at all if it doesn't happen, it might be once in a blue moon, you know, then only then can they experience romantic attraction. A Frayromantic is someone who is the opposite to that. So when they form a deep emotional connection with someone, they feel romance. Before they form the romantic connection as such, before they form the deep emotional connection, they might have had romantic feelings where they didn't know the person so well. But once they start to get to know the person so well and they get that deep emotional connection, the romance stops. So a demi-romantic is someone who only experiences romantic attraction when a deep emotional bond has been formed. A Frayromantic, as a deep emotional bond is being formed, they feel less and less romantic attraction until they don't feel it at all. So they're the opposite. So a demisexual and Fraysexual are opposite to each other, and a demi-romantic and Frayromantic are the opposite of each other. So just to recap then, a Fraysexual is someone who falls on the asexual spectrum, the grey asexual part of the asexual spectrum. And the Fraysexual experiences sexual attraction, but then when they form that deep emotional bond, they don't experience it anymore. So that means they get into a relationship, experience sexual attraction, the sexual attraction goes, they don't want to have sex, they don't feel sexual attraction anymore. It becomes a very difficult relationship sexually. And then a demisexual is the opposite. They can only experience sexual attraction when a deep emotional bond has been formed. And then that bond has to be maintained and sustained in order for them to keep being sexually attracted. With a Fraysexual person, the person who's Fraysexual will experience sexual attraction to someone they don't know very well. But once they get to know them and they form that deep emotional bond, the sexual attraction will go away. So they're polar opposites of each other. A Frayromantic person, if they don't know someone that well, they can experience romantic attraction, but once they start forming that deep emotional connection bond, they will stop feeling romantic attraction for them. Which you can imagine how the person must feel on the other end of that, you know, once that romance is going and they're like, what did I do wrong? But it's just a Frayromantic's orientation. And so they're the opposite of demi-romantics. Demi-romantics can only feel romantic attraction once a deep emotional bond has been formed. And that bond has to be maintained and sustained. So in the Fraysexual and the Frayromantic, once that bond's formed, they stop feeling those feelings. They stop feeling sexual attraction, or they stop feeling romantic attraction. With a demisexual and demi-romantic, you have to maintain and sustain the bond between you. That's the only way you sustain the sexual attraction and romantic attraction and keep it going. So they're polar opposites of each other. So I hope you found this useful, helpful, insightful in some way. If you have, please give this video a thumbs up. If you know someone who may benefit, if you've never heard of these terms before, if you think you know someone who may benefit from this information, please share it with them. It's really important that you do, because it can help them create a better understanding of themselves and of other people, of other asexuals. So give this video a thumbs up if you like it. I'd really, really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that great big bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now, post a new video. And until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's, and I will see you on the next video or live stream. Take care. Don't forget a thumbs up and share it. Thanks very much. See you on the next stream or video. Take care. Bye-bye.